totally it's been like as if a bombardment has happened. Have you seen that location?
Which one?
Right near the stroller car that there used to be the big trees and all, correct?
Right.
That house, now it's like almost nothing is there, like almost.
I mean,
वहै ओम शांति 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 ओम सहस्रशीर्षं देवं विश्वाक्षं विश्वशंभुवम् विश्वं नारायणं देवमक्षरं परमं पदम् विश्वतः परमान् नित्यं विश्वं नारायणगुं हरिम् विश्वमेवेदं पुरुषस्तद्विश्वमुपजीवति पतिं विश्वस्यात्मेश्वरगुं शाश्वतगुं शिवमच्युतम् नारायणं महाज्ञेयं विश्वात्मानं परायणम् नारायण परो ज्योतिरात्मा नारायणः परः नारायण परं ब्रह्म तत्त्वं नारायणः परः नारायण परो ध्याता ध्यानं नारायणः परः यच्च किञ्चित् जगत् सर्वं दृश्यते श्रूयतेऽपि वा अन्तर्बहिश्च तत्सर्वं व्याप्य नारायण स्थितः अनन्तमव्ययं कविगुं समुद्रेऽन्तं विश्वशम्भुवम् पद्मकोशप्रतीकाशकं हृदयं चाप्यदोमुखम् अदो नित्यावितस्यान्ते नाभ्यामुपरि तिष्ठति ज्वालमालाकुलं भाति विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सन्ततगुं शिलाभिस्थलं भत्याकोशसन्निभम् तस्यान्ते सुचिरगं सूक्ष्मं तस्मिन् सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितम् तस्य मध्ये महानग्निर्विश्वाचिर्विश्वतोमुखः सोऽग्रभुग्विभजन्तिस्तन्नाहारमजरः कविः तिर्यगोर्ध्वमदशायी रश्मयस्तस्य सन्तता सन्तापयति स्वन्देहमापादतलमस्तकः तस्य मध्ये वह्निशिखा अणीयो व्यवस्थितः नीलतो यदमध्यस्था विद्युल्लेखे वभास्वरा नीवारशूकवत्तन्वी पीताभास्मत्यणोपमा तस्याः शिखाया मध्ये परमात्मा व्यवस्थितः स ब्रह्म स शिवः स हरिश्चेन्द्रः सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् कृतगं सत्यं परब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु
Lead and follow, brothers. Just follow after me.
जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश पाहि मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां श्री गणेश रक्ष मां जय गणेश पाहि मां जय गणेश पाहि मां Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Pahima. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama. 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 Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Rakshama.
Just lead and follow. Just follow after me. Guruve Thai, Guruve Tande, Guruve Thai, Guruve Tande, Guruve Daiva Datara, Guruve Daiva Datara, Guruve Bandhu Daya Sindhu, Guruve Bandhu Daya Sindhu, Guruve Krupeya Sakara, Guruve Krupeya Sakara, Guruve Brahma, Guruve Vishnu, Guruve Brahma, Guruve Vishnu, Guruve Vara Maheshwara, Guruve Vara Maheshwara, Guru Paratara Para Brahma, Guru Paratara Para Brahma, Guru Sakala Adhara, Guru Sakala Adhara,
ಸಮವ ಕಳೆದು ಬೆಳಕ ತಂದ ದೀನ ಬಂಧು ಗುರುವರ ದೀನ ಬಂಧು ಗುರುವರ ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂಧ ತರಿದ ಧೀರ ಕರ್ಮ ಬಂಧ ತರಿದ ಧೀರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿನಗಿದೋ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. One more lead and follow. Just follow after me. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hare. 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 Dasharatha Nandana Rama Namo. Dasharatha Nandana Rama Namo. Vasudeva Nandana Krishna Namo. Vasudeva Nandana Krishna Namo. Dasharatha Nandana Rama Namo. Dasharatha Nandana Rama Namo. Vasudeva Nandana Krishna Namo. Vasudeva Nandana Krishna Namo. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. 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 Kausalya Tanaya Rama Namo. Kausalya Tanaya Rama Namo. Devaki Nandana Krishna Namo. Devaki Nandana Krishna Namo. Kausalya Tanaya Rama Namo. Kausalya Tanaya Rama Namo. Devaki Nandana Krishna Namo. Devaki Nandana Krishna Namo. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. 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 Sita Ramana Shri Rama Namo. Sita Ramana Shri Rama Namo. Radha Ramana Shri Krishna Namo. Radha Ramana Shri Krishna Namo. Sita Ramana Shri Rama Namo. Sita Ramana Shri Rama Namo. Radha Ramana Shri Krishna Namo. Radha Ramana Shri Krishna Namo. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. 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 Ravana Mardana Rama Namo. Ravana Mardana Rama Namo. Kamsa Vimardana Krishna Namo. Kamsa Vimardana Krishna Namo. Ravana Mardana Rama Namo. दारुणमर्दन राम नमो कंसविमर्दन कृष्ण नमो कंसविमर्दन कृष्ण नमो जय जय राम कृष्ण हरे 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 lead and follow. हे प्रेम रूप श्री राम कृष्ण 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 करुणामय पालय मां करुणामय पालय मां करुणामय पालय मां करुणामय पालय मां हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश मम प्राण प्रिय पाहि मां मम प्राण प्रिय पाहि मां हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश मम प्राण प्रिय पाहि मां मम प्राण प्रिय पाहि मां हे प्रेम रूप श्री राम कृष्ण 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 करुणामय पालय मां करुणामय पालय मां करुणामय पालय मां करुणामय पालय मां हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश मम प्राण प्रिय पाहि मां 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 हे प्रेम रूप श्री राम कृष्ण हे प्रेम रूप श्री राम कृष्ण करुणामय पालय मां करुणामय पालय मां हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश हे दीनबन्धु श्री शारदेश मम प्राण प्रिय पाहि मां 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 मम Prana Priya Pahi Mam. Mama Prana Priya Pahi Mam. We will sing Tavakatamrutam together. Tavakatamrutam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Viriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadagratam Krishna Umigranantaye Purirajana Tavakatamrutam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Viriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadagratam Krishna Bhuvi Granantaye Bhuridajana.
Are we done or
Yes.
But it's
All yours.
taking refuge in the holy feet of Sri Sarada Devi, Universal Mother, and Sri Ramakrishna, the teacher of the world, my humble salutations to them forever and ever. Kalyananam abhikalanidhi kapi karunya sima nitya moda nigama vachasa mauli mandara mala sampad divya madhu vijayanaga sannidattam sadame Saisha Devi Shakala Bhavana Prarthana Kamadenu. May the Divine Mother, the infinite source of all auspicious things, the ultimate abode of compassion, excuse me, one who is glorified in the Vedas and Vedantas, the divine consort of Sri Ramakrishna, and the unique benefactor of all the worlds, always manifest before me. My humble salutations to you all.
he's fixing
Is it okay?
No, he on that computer.
The story is about a miser man. There lived an Indian couple in a small town. Any town in India, doesn't matter. The husband is a miser guy. And the wife is a very devoted and a spiritual lady. So she asked her husband, "Dear, can we go to Varanasi to have the holy dip in Ganges?" Immediately the miser husband said, "Why to go to Varanasi? Our nearby river is as holy as Ganges. So we might as well go and take the dip. Unnecessary expense." Then what to do? The wife is a very obedient to her husband. So she agreed to accompany him to the local river, nearby river on the bank. So they reached the bank of the river and they found a big group of celebration was going on. So maybe that day was a special day. So people were having their own priest and conducting various rituals in the bank of the river. And they were all taking a holy dip that day. So they both reached, and this fellow observed. They all observed that this particular thing was going on. Then our guy decided, oh, if I get into this crowd, then he will have to pay to the priest. The priest will obviously approach him and ask some money. So he avoided that crowd. So he with his wife, he walked farther from that bank, and where there were no people around, so they decided to take the holy dip in that river. So the Lord wanted to teach a lesson to this fellow. So all of a sudden, the Lord, disguised as a priest, appeared on that spot. And this fellow, our guy, became alert. Oh, where did this priest suddenly appear? But anyway, he greeted the priest. Then the priest said, see, today is a very auspicious day. I will utter some mantra, and then you guys can take a dip. And immediately this fellow's mind is always in the money and calculation. So he asked the priest, how much would you charge me for this? And the priest said, I will just charge you 10 cents. Nothing, not high, just you pay me 10 cents. Then immediately this fellow says, I don't have money. I didn't bring my wallet to pay you 10 cents. Then the priest said, all right, I will come one day to your home and collect this money. So you need not to pay me on the spot. So then he uttered some mantra, maybe Maha Mrityunjaya mantra and all Gayatri mantras, and blessed the couple, and couple took a dip. And they happily went back home. Then after a week, so the priest came to home to collect that 10 cents from this fellow. As the priest approached the house, our wife of that guy was waiting there and greeted him and welcomed him. Then he said he has come to get that 10 cents from this guy. So the wife ran inside the home and informed her husband, see, the priest has come, so we need to pay 10 cents. Then the priest said, oh, this fellow has come. So you please tell him that I am sick. And you ask him to come another day. Then the wife ran back to this priest and said the same. Then the priest said, oh, he is sick. I am not only a priest, I can give some medicines. So I can, he want to say, let me attend your husband so that I can give some medicine and cure him. Then he started approaching further inside the house. Then the wife said, you stop, please wait. I will speak to my husband. So she ran to inside and informed about this guy's curious to meet him. Then what to do? Then the husband said, okay, this time you tell him I am dead. So that he will go away. So again, the same way our wife came and informed the same. Then the priest said, oh, well, he is dead. Then I'm here to do the last rites for him. So I can easily, let me see the corpse so that I can do the last rites and send him to Swarga or heaven. So you need not to worry, ma'am. I will help that to happen. See, he is not leaving. The priest is so determined to stay there. And then, of course, what to do? This fellow disguised himself as a corpse And so the priest did the last rite. He's not dead, he's pretending. Then they took the body to the crematory and he accompanied there with the that corpse, and he was about to put the fire. Then he rose from the said, "Oh, stop! Don't do this. I'm not dead yet." Then the priest revealed that he is Lord Shiva, and he said, "Why you are struggling like this in your life? So you please ask me a boon. In that way, I'm pleased to give you a boon." Then he said, "See, the God Himself has appeared, and He is asking God has offered him to ask a boon. You know what he asked? Please exempt me from that 10 cents I have to pay to you." So, see, this is most of us are in that situation. So, so the miser guy, after seeing the God, still doesn't want to get rid of his material desire. God always wants to come to us in various forms, but we forget to see the divinity and always focused on the material desire. So this is the moral of this story. So as we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, so last class, I want to just recapitulate and then we go to the text. So the previous class, we discussed about lust and gold is impermanent and God is only eternal. This is Sri Ramakrishna's wordings. And how to develop viveka, the discrimination in our daily life. And Ramakrishna says the discrimination needs to be understood, should be finely understood. So he says that what is there in this blood, beautiful body and flesh, bones, and all these things are disagreeable things. And the beautiful comparison was taken from the text called Prabodha Chandrodaya. Prabodha Chandrodaya is a text written by Krishna Mishra of the it's like an allegorical drama which talks about the Advaita Vedanta of Shankaracharya. So we saw all these things in the last class. So in that drama, discrimination, what is the role of discrimination is clearly said. So if you have time, you can read that text, Prabodha Chandrodaya. So we will go to the text, that is, we are in page 82, last paragraph. So the master, Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, discrimination about objects. Consider what is there in money or in a beautiful body. Discriminate and you will find that even the body of a beautiful woman consists of bones, flesh, fat, and other disagreeable things. Why should a man give up God and direct his attention to such things? Why should a man forget God for their sake? So this is, Sri Ramakrishna says these words. It's in page 82, the last paragraph. So why Ramakrishna says this? Because discrimination is a prerequisite for any spiritual sadhana. It is stated in Mundaka Upanishad very clearly. Tasmai sa vidvan upasannaya samyak prashanta chittaya samanvitaya. So there are two words here, prashanta chittaya and samanvitaya. So Ramakrishna says that he is now a guru. We are all disciples. To approach to him we need a prerequisite of the discrimination. That is Prashanta Chittaya and Samanvitaya. Prashanta Chittaya means who has calm mind. So who will have calm mind? Who will not have calm mind? Let us think that. The person will not have calm mind if the person is behind the material acquisition. All the time he wants something, he wants to acquire something, he wants to earn something. So such person will not have Prashanta Chittaya. So Sri Ramakrishna says we need calm mind is the first prerequisite. It is there in our Upanishads. So he put it in a more simple way. What is the acquisition of money? He always says Kanchana. Kanchana. Then the second is Samanvitaya. Samanvitaya means one who has control in sense in their senses. So that is desire. So the desire is what? Lust. So Kama and Kanchana. The whole gospel will talk about this. So that is the prerequisite for receiving the Brahmajnana or to realize God. So we need to check this all the time. Money and gold. Money and lust. I don't want to say woman because women are mothers, but in our text, the woman is there, but instead you can use it as a lust. So even Kata Upanishad says, suppose if we don't discriminate, suppose we don't want to discriminate, I don't like to discriminate. So what happens? Kata Upanishad, Yatu Yahatu Abhijnanavan Bhavati Ayuktena Manasa Sada Tasya Indriyani Avasyani Dushta Ashva Iva Sarate. So what is this? Suppose if we don't discriminate, what will happen? That's what our Kata Upanishad says. So the meaning is, but of him who does not possess discrimination and whose mind is always uncontrolled, the senses are like an uncontrollable vicious horses for a charioteer. We all are driving, we all drive. Suppose our wheels are not under the control of the steering, what is going to happen? So instead of we turn left, but the wheels are turning right. So now nobody is driving any chariot now. We are all drivers of the motor car. Now the four wheels are assumed to be horses. And if we don't, it is connected to our steering. And imagine that when we want to turn left and the wheels are turning right. So what will be the plight of the driver? So discrimination plays an important role in keeping check in our travel in the path of spirituality. So our ideal must be to realize, to release the soul from the bondage of matter. That does not mean that we are going to avoid the matter, but we are going to use the matter in a wise way to towards the God realization, because our body is going to help us rather than creating an obstacle. So that faculty can be managed only if we know the art of discrimination. So that's Sri Ramakrishna clearly reiterate in this sayings. It is well evident in the story of Tulsidas. The legend goes that Tulsidas, we all know, the great saint who wrote Ramacharitra was born after staying in the womb for 12 months. Like Ramachandra also stayed in Kausalya's home for more than almost to 12 months. Happily, he was staying. We all have to come within that 9 months. But Ramachandra took his long time to stay. He was he was not rushing to come out. So he was like that because he was a prince, born prince. So he never used to wake up in the morning. Vishwamitra, when he accompanied with Vishwamitra in the forest, Vishwamitra has to wake him. The guru has to wake the disciple. But usually disciples should arise first and then wake the guru. But the guru was waking him. So the famous Suprabhatam comes, Kausalya, Supraja, Amapurva, that beautiful hymn comes that way. And our Tulsidas had already 32 teeth when he was born. And his look was not like a Sishu baby. He was like a 5-year-old. The Sishu looked like a 5-year-old boy. And he did not cry. Our Tulsidas. And at the time of his birth, he uttered Rama. Instead of crying, he was uttering Rama, Rama. So they named him as Ram Bola. Tulsidas' original name was Ram Bola. Then Tulsidas married to Ratnavali, and then they had a son. And of course, he died as a toddler. Then one day, Tulsidas went to puja in Hanuman temple, and our Ratnavali left to her parents' house. Then Tulsidas learned that the wife has gone, so he swam across the Yamuna and river that night, and then he struggled a lot to meet his wife that same night. So the Ratnavali chided Tulsidas. See, you have shown this much interest on this body. If you could show the same interest on Rama, you could have attained the emancipation or redeemed from this birth of samsara. That word of Ratnavali gave him absolute enlightenment. And he immediately renounced the world and embraced monastic life. And then later he wrote the great script of him of Ramcharitamanas. So this is how. So the theme here is this body is nothing but a kind of a filth in the path of spiritual life. Now the M asked, is it possible to see God? Very, very challenging question. Is it possible to see God? Now, if somebody asks, why can't we see God? How to answer this? Why are we not seeing God? So the answer to that is, we all can see God, but we need to have that Divya Chakshu, as Bhagavan lends it to Krishna in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So there is a process. So if you see a share of milk in a pot, then if you ask a person, can you see a butter in the milk? Of course there is butter in the milk. Nobody can deny that. But how to see it? But there is a process to extract the butter out of the milk. But before that, still the butter is there. So same way Upanishad also says, in Chandogya Upanishad says, can you see that tree inside the seed? No, small seed can give us a large banyan tree. If you break that seed, you won't see anything. But if kept in the right place in the process, the huge banyan tree is grown. Nobody can deny that. So there is the power is there. It is subtle. So even Chandogya Upanishad says sa anima in the Sadvidya. Anima means subtle. Is subtly there. You cannot deny that. So you cannot avoid Brahman from anywhere in this place. So Aham Brahmasmi means one of the meaning is that. Aham means Ayam. Ayam means you cannot avoid. Aham Brahmasmi, one word of understanding is I am Brahman. That is a very colloquial way of saying. But there are Sanskrit has many meanings. And aham is aheyam. Aheyam means which you cannot avoid. Unavoidable. Anything, sometimes I avoid this or we avoid that in various circumstances. But aheyam means aham means unavoidable. Brahma Purnatvam. Asmi. Asmi. Two words are there. Two syllables. That is always knowledgeable and existing. So unavoidable Brahman, unavoidable Brahman, always existing and knowledgeable. So Agam Brahmasmi means that we can avoid sometimes our body in the death, but Brahman you cannot avoid. He is the soul of the soul and also soul of the insentient being. So here, Sri Rama, the important question Yam asks is, can we see God? Then Sri Ramakrishna firmly say, yes, you can. So how to see the God? He is going to say further. So the famous Gita sloka, Yai kastam jagat krishnam pasyadya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yat cha anyat drashtum ichchasi natu mam shakyashe drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyame yogam aishwaram. Bhagavan clearly says, you cannot see me in this material eye. I have to give you that Divya Chakshu. Then you will be able to see my universal form, which the entire sentient and non-sentient being is. I hold this as my body, as an inseparable body. The entire universe, which constitute the sentient and non-sentient, is held or assembled together as a universal form as his body. His body is also infinite. He is also infinite. Body means our body has a shape and form. But as universe, we don't have a shape. Where to find a dimension for the universe? Whether it is circle or rectangle, octagon, we don't know. It is infinite. That much we know. So the entire universe is kept as a body. Bhagavan himself says, Amadehe Gudakesha. You will see the entire universe as my body. So we continue. Master Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, certainly. He gives an affirming answer. Yes, you can see God. How to see God? Living in solitude now and then, and repeating God's name, and singing His glories, and discriminating between real and unreal. These are the means to employ to see Him. Here, real and unreal means, again, there are many definitions for that. Real is permanent, and unreal means which is continuously changing. Some people might take it as illusion. That interpretation is also there. But Sri Ramakrishna will sometimes he says world is illusion, but what he means is that the world is impermanent. Don't go behind the material uh, desire and waste our time, because he is going to say that human birth is the rarest birth. We don't see other living beings trying to do an effort. No, there is. We don't have cows writing Brahma Sutra commentary. Only man, only human community has written. We don't see animals building temples. Only we build temples. Only we do Nama Sankirtana. We compose music. We don't see any animals composing any music. Of course, they only sing. But all our efforts towards God can be done only from the human being, human from the human birth. So, under what condition does one see God? Very, very crucial question. Under what condition does one see God? Then Sri Ramakrishna says, cry to the Lord with an intense yearning heart, and you will certainly see him. People shed a whole jug of tears for wife and children. They swim in tears for money. But who weeps for God? Cry to him with real cry. Say in our story, that fellow, after the God has come, he is asking to exempt the 10 cents. So our plight is, we are all in that plight. We don't cry for God. God is not important to us. Let him wait, no problem. He is the last in our priority list. But it should be the other way. That's what all our seers, saints, and our acharyas are trying to teach us. Put God first, not cart before the horse. But we all do. Doesn't matter. Because of our strong karma vasana, these are all happening. So it doesn't matter. We are now at least learning Sri Ramakrishna's wisdom words, and things will change slowly. Let us hope and pray for his blessing. So Sri Ramakrishna is saying, cry to your mother Shyama with a real cry, oh my mind. And how can she hold herself from you? How can Shyama stay away? How can your mother Kali hold herself away? O mind, if you are in earnest, bring her an offering of bell leaves and hibiscus flowers. Lay at her feet your offering, and with it mingle the fragrant sandal paste of love. Just the daily puja, what we do, simple, what we do every day, our graha puja, we need to do we all have to do puja. Puja means, what is the meaning of puja? Pu means purnatva. Ja means birth. The birth of purnatva. That is puja. Puja is putting agarbatti, all these things, yes, we do beautifully. But the antaranga meaning, that is the meaning behind that word puja, what we call worship, is nothing but pu means purnatvam, ja means bringing birth to the purnatvam. So this can be any work we do, whether it is cooking or whether we are driving or anywhere, any work, whatever our office work, we need perfection. Anywhere we do, we need perfection. We look for that. If we are imperfect, we know what is going to be consequence. So that is why our acharyas and previous people have told everything is worship. Because puja, we are making the fulfillment, perfection to be born there. So that is the simple exercise. Continuing, he said, longing is like rosy dawn. After the dawn out comes the sun. Longing is followed by the vision of God. Now, after this, Sri Ramakrishna is going to give us a very important understanding. God reveals himself to a devotee who feels drawn to him by the combined force. This is the crux of this. Combined force of these three attractions. Combine the force of these three attractions. What are they? First, attraction of worldly possessions for the worldly man. First. Second, the child's attraction to its mother. Third, the husband's attraction for the chaste wife. If one feels drawn to him by the combined forces of these three attractions, then through it one can attain him or see him. Now, please understand here, Ramakrishna is not telling to make a choice. He has listed three examples. He is not telling us to choose any one out of that. All the three one should have. And it should be a combined force. And of these three attractions, Ramakrishna has given three examples. And why three examples? I'm going to say that because he could finish it with one example. But three examples are given. All three are distinct from each other, and each one has a significance. So let me try to. I am not. It's very difficult to understand Sri Ramakrishna because Swamiji himself has said he was not. Nowhere he gave lecture about Ramakrishna because he always felt afraid that he might may not do justice in describing his glory. So such a stalwart orator, Swami Vivekananda, he very one or two lectures he gave about Sri Ramakrishna because he felt that he might do some incompleteness in describing Sri Ramakrishna. So remembering that, I'm just going to go through this. So here, combined forces of these three attractions. Now, Sri Ramakrishna has listed three examples. I'm going to elucidate based on the three pramanas. Pramanas means evidences, proofs. That is Smriti Pramana. Then Smriti means we can say remembrance is the direct meaning of that. Remembrance means our day-to-day experience. You can take it that way. So the Smriti is based on Bhagavad Gita. Then Shruti Pramana from Upanishads. Then Nyaya Pramana based on logics, that is from Brahma Sutra. So you will see how these three examples which Sri Ramakrishna gave, so simple examples, are matching with these high scriptural texts. So first is attraction of worldly possession for worldly man. So what he is trying to say is how this worldly man is attracted to acquisize those materials, that Shraddha one should have towards the God. That's what he's trying to say. So what is that? Nothing but name and fame. The worldly person always behind name and fame. For that he is so much active. He is very active to get this name and fame. So the Lord appeared as a man lion, Narasimha, when there was a greatest manifestation of this attraction towards this name and fame. Hiranyakashipu, all the time he wants his name and fame to be celebrated. So the Lord came to escape, to make this Prahlada escape from these clutches. So whenever there is an intense intensity to have this acquisition, the Lord comes to break that. Lord comes to break that intensity of the material acquisition. So this is called, he is going to break and try to help these people to use that much intensity in realizing him. So that is called Kriya Sakti. Kriya Sakti is, we are all, Kriya Sakti is the power to act. So a person who is behind the worldly possession is all the time having the power, very active, is running every time, is always thinking how to invest, how to earn money, and all kinds of activity. It's called Kriya Sakti. So Ramakrishna says, use your Kriya Sakti towards the God. So he is telling you, use that activities, what you do for earning money, the same intensity should be towards God. Second is, in Bhagavad Gita, it is called Karma Yoga. So do Karma Yoga. Don't do karma for the acquisition of the material Swarga, but do it as a Karma Yoga. The first example talks about Karma Yoga. Second example, attraction of mother towards her child. This is an intense dispassion. Mother doesn't have any expectation towards the child, and it's a natural relationship the mother and child has, and the child loves mother is a natural relationship. It is not a contingent relationship. It is a constituent relationship. So that is called Jnana Shakti. First is Kriya Shakti, then Jnana Shakti. Use that, like that we have a natural relationship with Brahman. That we need to understand through this second example of attraction of mother towards the child. The third is attraction of husband towards the chaste wife. The third example. So this is Icha Shakti. We have the desire, that is called, you can say, Bhakti Yoga. First is Karma Yoga, second is Jnana Yoga, and third is Bhakti Yoga. Then all these things has to be combined. We are not choosing the yoga. This has to be combined, because Ramakrishna himself says, for the vision of God. So Karma Yoga tapas tirtha dana yajna adi sevanam, Jnana Yoga jitaswantahi parishuddha atmani sthitihi, Bhakti Yoga parama ekantya pritya dhyanadishu sthitihi, trayanam api yoganam tribirin anyonya sangamaha. The meaning is, Karma Yoga is focused on the that is yoga. Karma Yoga is focused on penance, going to holy places, and doing charity. And then Jnana Yoga is focused on always doing the discrimination that I am not the body, I am not the mind, and doing meditation about the true nature of Atman. Then Bhakti Yoga is the Parama Ekanta Priti, always having that love towards God. So these three yogas are given as the three examples by Sri Ramakrishna, and that has to be combined. That is why Sri Swamiji created that logo of Ramakrishna order. Of course, he added the serpent, which is the Raja Yoga, as an extra fourth yoga. So he wanted to bring that Patanjali Yoga Sutra also into this, our sadhana. So the four yogas are together. Four yogas together, we get the vision of Paramahamsa. We are not going to select yoga and do. I am Karma Yoga, I'm happy with that, I will select that. No choice there. An aspirant must undergo all. It's a package. Now another same three examples. Now the Smriti is over. I'm going to go to the Shruti. Shruti is based on Upanishads. See, because Sri Ramakrishna is covering these three examples. First, Smriti, I have finished, I've taken it from Bhagavad Gita. Then Shruti, that is, I'm going to say about Shruti, and then about the Nyaya Prasthana, that is Brahma Sutra. So Shruti, I'm going to take the context from Taittiriya Upanishad. Taittiriya Upanishad belongs to the Krishna Yajurveda, and it forms the 7th to 9th chapter in the Taittiriya Aranyaka. Now Sri Ramakrishna is going to teach about Brahman. So he says, if we have these three examples diverted toward Brahman, then we will have vision of Brahman. So that means we are going to understand Brahman through these three examples. So, and also remember, it should be combined three attractions. We are not going to choose. So here, your combination means the attraction here is upasana. Upasana means one attraction. What we mean by attraction is upasana means we have to do it in terms of meditation. We have to meditate. We have to contemplate on these three factors. So Upanishad says Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. In Brahmananda Valli, we have Om Brahma Vida Apnoti Param Tadesha Yukta Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nikitam Guhayam Paramebhyo Manna So Osnute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipaschiteti. This is a Brahmananda Valli which talks about the Brahman. So the Brahman is defined here as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. So we have three there. So this three example is going to match that. So I'm going to say how it is. So I'm going to repeat that what Sri Ramakrishna said, otherwise we will forget. So Ramakrishna says, God reveals himself to a devotee who feel drawn to him by the combined force of these three attractions. Here attractions means upasana. We have to do upasana. We have to do our spiritual exercises. So first is attraction of worldly possession of a worldly man. Then second is child's attraction for its mother. Third is the husband's attraction for the chaste wife. So this is from the Shruti, how to understand from Upanishadic point of view. These three examples given by Sri Ramakrishna. First, the attraction of worldly possession for the worldly man. So what is this? Here, we are all attracted to the worldly things. But what Upanishad is saying is extend it to Brahman. Extending. You have to extend that. So that first example refers to Satyam. How is something confusing? How Satyam is related to this? Satyam means in general, in a general term, what Satyam means? Truth. That is one meaning. But actually Satyam has got two meanings. Satyam. Three words are there. That is Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara. Satyam means creation, preservation, and destruction or dissolution. One. Satyam means also protection. So in Brahmananda Valli, you will see that after defining Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, then it is going to, Upanishad will say Annamaya, Pranamaya, and Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. So I will come to that. So don't be afraid, mother. I'll come to that. So first is Satyam. Satyam is, as I said, creation, sustenance, and preservation as one package. That is called yoga. That is, when we are active, we are doing this all the time. Whatever we to procure some to acquire some things, we have to do all these activities. Then after acquiring, we have to protect. That is what we are doing. We are locking the house and we came. We locked our car and came. So yoga and kshema. So first attraction of worldly possession for the worldly man is satyam, and that satyam is divided into two. One is the package of three: creation, destruction, and sustenance, and then the second is protection. Now this two is directly related to Annamaya and Pranamaya. Annamaya and Pranamaya. Satyam relates to Annamaya means gross activity. Prana is life breath, which protects us. If we don't have food, we are happy. But if we are shortage of breath, we will immediately rush. We need immediate protection. If we skip one meal, no problem. We can eat twice later. But prana, you cannot. Immediately we need protection. We call 911 immediately. Shortage of breath, we need to rush to the hospital. So Upanishad says this attraction of this gross things has to be extended to Brahman. Because when we do this, understand this, we are understanding Satyam. Satyam is Brahman. Second, but so how to do this? We are doing all these things for our material acquisition. But that's what Bhagavan says, do it as a mad arpanam. In Bhagavad Gita says, yad karoshi, yadasnasi, yajjuvosi, tadasiyat, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kurushva mad arpanam. So Ramakrishna says, don't stop with that worldly acquisition. You use the same faculty as an arpanam to Bhagavan and do your work, but extend it towards Brahman. We stop with our material understanding. We say we are happy to say we are in Portland, but we are not happy to say we are in America. But the moment you say Portland, it is extending to America. We deny that we are not Americans, but we are Portlanders. That cannot happen. Portlanders means it is implied with Americans also. So the second is child's attraction for its mother. How to understand this? This is, we have finished Satyam, then we come to Jnanam. So child and the mother's attraction or relationship is natural. It is constituent relationship, natural relationship. All other relationship we got as a contingent, but it is a natural relationship. And this is directly related to Manomaya and Vijnanamaya. What is, how to understand this? Child's love towards mother is particular, which is Manomaya. Manomaya means particular, focused on one particular thing. Vijnanamaya means which is general. That is, child's love towards mother is particular, but mother towards her children is general. If a mother has 5 children, 10 children, her love is distributed in a general way. And she has a Vijnanamaya there. Vijnanamaya means a broad understanding. So Jnanam, we saw Satyam related to Annamaya and Pranamaya. Then here we are having Jnanam related to Manomaya, means mind, and Vijnanamaya means intellect or general understanding. So Sri Ramakrishna says that attraction what child has towards mother, that same attraction has to be extended towards Brahman. So in that way, it is very subtle meaning. Don't worry if you don't understand, because this has to be repeatedly contemplated to go into this, what exactly Sri Ramakrishna is saying. Then the last one is the Anandamaya. That is husband's attraction towards the chaste wife. That is, Ananta means, here Anantam is there. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Anantam means infinite. But you can mean it as bliss. Anandam. Satchit Ananda. So, Anantam can be also understood as bliss. Because that is going to be related to Anandamaya Atma. Infinite bliss. Brahman is infinite bliss. So is the husband attracted to a wife, that intimate relationship, whatever they have a joy, it's a limiter. You extend that to Brahman, because he is the ultimate bliss to be enjoyed. So here we have Anandamaya. Before that we have Vijnanamaya. Before that we have Manomaya. Then Pranamaya. Then Annamaya is the first one. Here Maya is a Mayat Pratyaya. So we call it as abundance. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, extend it towards Brahman. Extend it, because he is the inner soul of every faculty. So when we extend this, then we are progressing towards the God realization. So Sri Ramakrishna again says that one feels drawn to him by the combined forces of these three. That is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Because Brahman alone is a Purna Anandam. That is, Purna Anandam means one is in the bliss of complete fulfillment. I'm sorry, today I have to tell many Sanskrit words. It might be challenging for you. So translating. We are finished the Shruti, Smriti, Bhagavad Gita, then the Shruti, Upanishads, and then now we are going to Brahma Sutra. So how these three examples, how it is going to match Brahma Sutra, I'm going to say. First, Atato Brahma Jignasa. Enquiry has to be made on Brahman. That is exactly the attraction of worldly possession for the worldly man. If a person wants to earn money, he will make all sorts of enquiries to get. To buy a car, how much enquiry they make? Google ratings. I want that. I will go to a restaurant to eat food. How many people have rated this restaurant best? Pizza, whatever you people eat, we eat. We all want feedback. We make lots of enquiry. That enquiry you make on Brahman. That interest. Are we making it? Or do we make enquiry into Brahman? How is this Brahman? Who is this Brahman? I want to know him. No. But who is the neighbor? How is that fellow having big car?
Google doesn't give us anything.
So we do all kinds of enquiries. That interest we need towards Brahman. That is the first example. Atato Brahma Jignasa. Second example, Janma Dasya Yataka. From where this entire world has come out. By whom this word, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, eta jatani jivanti, yat prayante vabhisham vishanti, from where all this world has come out, from where, who is protecting it. All these are covered in that sutra. So the mother and child relationship. Child is born from mother. Child knows, oh, she is my mother. I am born from her. She gave me birth. He say that. So that particular inquiry is there in that attraction. See how intelligently Sri Ramakrishna is covering all this, being a Vedantic, giving a Vedantic exposition with that 3 examples he gave. And because Upanishad says, Amrutasya Putraha, we are all the children of immortality. Swamiji's famous wordings. What is the time? Are we running?
No, we have 10 minutes.
Okay. Then, so the Janma Disyataha. So we need to know, are we, that is the inquiry there. How we came. What is the relationship with us, with God. Because Krishna says, I am your father, mother in Bhagavad Gita. So how to understand that? That inquiry talks about the talks in the second example. The third example, Shastra Yonitvat. The third sutra in Bhagavad Gita, third Adhikarana also. Yeah, because in the Adhikarana means subsection, Sutra means aphorism. Brahma Sutra is the third category in the Vedanta to understand the epistemology. So it is in the form of aphorisms. Some says 554, some says more than that. There are 500 and more than 500 aphorisms. So the first aphorism is inquiry about Brahman. The second aphorism talks about how this world has, how the world is created. Inquiry on that. The third is the scripture is the proof about the birth of this, about Brahman, and also the birth of this world from Brahman. The scripture talks about the intimacy of the husband and wife. Because how to understand this? To know God, we need to be intimate with our scriptures. We have seen our scientists all the time studying something. They are referring books all the time from various sources, and they dedicate their full time to collect various information, journals, this. So we should have that intimacy with scriptures to know God. Then the fourth is Tattva Samanvayat, nothing but Purushartha. The goal is Brahmananda Anubhava, that is experiencing of the Brahman. The famous story is there. The prince, the king and his son was going to the forest, and the prince he's a little boy, very young boy, got lost. Then a tribal people caught him, and they gave him asylum and nurtured him, and he was now growing. He was now maybe around 12 years. Then his mantri, one day, because the king is worried about his last son for almost 10 years. So mantri is making all efforts to find the princess. And suddenly he found the princess in this tribe. Because in those days they have some mole marks on. So with that he found, like our Indian movies. So he finds the mantri is minister, finds the princess, who is growing like another tribal boy. Then prince catch him and say, no, you are not a tribal guy, a tribal boy, you are a princess. You should behave like a prince. Then you have a father. Your father is alive. Then he informs the king too. The king discovers that his son is alive. So the moment he hears that, he feels extraordinary happy, joy. So I have found my son, and son thinks that the son has found his father. So Upanishad says this, Tattu Samanvayat. So the extraordinary joy, when we discover our relationship with Brahman, we get extraordinary joy. So with this, we will conclude. Om Shanti 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 Mangalam Deshikendraya Yaminam Chakravartine Parashakti Swarupinyai Devyai Matre Cha Mangalam.
Gopiji, will do Aarti?
Yeah.
So Ichha Siddhi, Kriya Siddhi, Jnana Siddhi, those three are attributes to Atman and Brahman.
So that is our effort. That is our sadhana upaya. So because this example, what Sri Ramakrishna gives, first is the Kriya Sakti. We use so much Sakti to get that our whatever we need, worldly possessions. That Shakti you apply it to find Brahman. So for that we need to do Karma Yoga. So Tapa, Dana, then Yajna, all these things we do to get that. We are using the same Kriya Shakti for these Karma Yoga. Because Karma Yoga is going to give Siddha Sutti, all that other benefits will come. And that will lead to Brahman. With our effort, we are not going to get Brahman. Because Upanishad says, it is by His grace. But all we are trying to make ourselves ready for that. So then, moment we make ready, automatically it will come. That is the theme here. So I am just saying these examples, how it is so matching with the various pramanas in the Vedanta. Whether it is Smriti Pramana, Smriti is mostly we take from Bhagavad Gita. Of course, Puranas are also included. Then Shruti from Upanishads, then Nyaya from Brahma Sutra. Yeah.
Gahore Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Gahore Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Ajiye Shubhadina Miliye Bhakata Jana Ajiye Shubhadina Miliye Bhakata Jana Gaho Gaho Rama Krishna Nam Gahore Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam Gahore Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam Rama Krishna Name Rama Krishna Preme Rama Krishna Name Rama Krishna Preme Matiya Utak Daradha Gahore Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam Gahore Jaya Jaya Rama Krishna Nam Harite Bhubha Premavta Harite Bhubha Premavta Prabhu Rama Krishna Gunadha Gahore जय जय राम कृष्ण नाम गाओ रे जय जय राम कृष्ण नाम जय राम जय कृष्ण विश्व गुरु राम कृष्ण जय राम जय कृष्ण विश्व गुरु राम कृष्ण एकाधारे श्याम शिव श्याम कहो रे जय जय राम कृष्ण नाम कहो रे जय जय राम कृष्ण नाम जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय श्री महामाई की जय श्री स्वामी जी महाराज जी की जय श्री श्री दुर्गा माई की
ब्रह्मार्पणं
ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्मसमाधिना
ओम
शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः